Hello, it's another week for Mindful Music Moments, and this week we're listening to Violin Concerto, the second movement by Johannes Brahms. It was composed in 1878. This week comes to us thanks to our partner, the Cleveland Orchestra. Brahms wrote this concerto for one of his closest friends. He composed it in Austria, in a place where Brahms said he saw so many melodies fly about that one must be careful not to step on them. So let's get ready to listen. Put your feet on the floor, hands on your lap or on your desk. Sit up nice and tall. Close or focus your eyes and find your breath. As we listen today, imagine you are creating a painting on a large wall. What shapes do you make? What colors do you use? Fantastic job. We'll be back tomorrow with another mindful music moment thanks to the Cleveland Orchestra.
Good evening, even though it's very clearly afternoon. Welcome to UCS Good News, our weekly live broadcast where we highlight positive news stories from all over the school community. And this week, Just like last week, we reached out to you, your Spiders, your Jared Allens, your Darius Garlands. We asked you to share the good news. Your response, as always, was rim-rocking. We always say on the show, we get to share the good news, but you are the good news. So on behalf of myself, the whole squad, we want to thank everybody who submitted a positive news story this week and say good luck to the Cavaliers as they square off with the Orlando Magic this weekend. Okay, and with that, it's time for some good news. The totality was certainly worth it, and we are still getting some good eclipse news. Mrs. Garcia from Pre-K Room 113 headed to our very own UCS lacrosse field during the eclipse to celebrate the solar eclipse with her family, including Sophia and her sons, former graduates, Joel and Jose. Here is a very nice shot that they got. It was rare, as they say, and we were there. Okay, now it's time for Perfect Pets, where we're going to feature the furry friends of UCS community Meowmbers. Just one this week. Third grader Isaiah wants to share his dog Brownie. Now, that's a long tongue, Brownie. Did you know the giraffe's tongue is typically black, blue, or purple and can measure 18 to 20 inches long? I'm not saying Brownie's tongue is as long as a giraffe's tongue, but it's at least worth a second glance. Okay, trivia time. Do you know the land animal that has the longest tongue? The land animal with the longest tongue? It is the giant anteater of Latin America. It can extend its tongue at least 45 centimeters, 1 foot, 5 inches outside of its mouth. And there are reports, according to the Guinness Book of World Records, of it reaching as long as 61 centimeters or 2 feet long. Okay, time for some notes from the field trips. Here's what we've got. Third graders in room 221 posed for the picture outside of the library before the field trip. If you get a chance and you haven't been, you should book it to the Carnegie West Library and check it out. It's both educational and good for your circulation. Okay, more notes from the field. The Majewski family traveled to Boston this week to see their dad run the Boston Marathon. No shortage of sights to see in the great city of Boston. Take your pick. Matthew in fourth grade was able to walk the Freedom Trail and see the Old North Church, which fourth grade just learned about in their study of the American Revolution. And then when Matthew returned to school on Tuesday, he shared with the class what he saw in Boston and the connections he was able to make to learning about the American Revolution. Thank you for sharing. All right, I make bad science puns, but only periodically. So now it's time for a science segment called What's the Matter? In this segment, we're going to focus on what students are cooking up in the lab of luxury. Here we go. Fifth grade students are learning about chemical and physical changes. As I recall, matter is capable of undergoing changes, which are classified as either physical or chemical. Physical changes in matter are often reversible. Like an ice cube can melt into liquid water, and then the liquid water can be frozen back to an ice cube. But chemical changes, on the other hand, are not reversible. A log burned in a fire turns to ashes, but the ashes cannot be changed back into a log. No matter the change, solid, liquid, gas, they all matter. Thanks, Ms. McIntyre, for sharing. Mrs. Gill continues to see the best of her students in grade 5 ELA. Their hard work and effort earns them the honor of wearing the coveted UCS vest for the day. These students consistently demonstrate that they are highly invested in their learning. DeMarcus and Cesar earned the coveted vest this week for hard work and effort in 5th grade ELA. Okay, breaking news, everybody. Breaking news here on the show. That's right. Mark your calendars. Thursday, April 25th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. That's next Thursday. We have our annual Whole Child Showcase where we highlight our commitment to whole child education. This year, just like every year, it's going to focus a variety. It's going to showcase a variety of interactive programs, including athletics, the arts, theater, dance, music. Here's a little preview of what you can expect. Insert the drum roll of your choice. Okay, we're going to start the program at 6 o'clock with a musical guest. That's all I'll say. And there's some brief remarks from Nora French there. You'll then be able to select with your family a variety from a variety of interactive sessions. For example, you can do some acting and theater exercises with Near West Theater. You can play soccer with Heights United on the new soccer pitch. You can check out a student art gallery in the library and in the hallways on the first floor. You can take the athletics challenge with Miss Sue and Mr. Joe outside on the lacrosse field and basketball court. I have it on good authority that there may even be an interesting variation on putt-putt golf this year. That's all I'm saying, and don't ask me where I heard it. You and your family can experience a facing history and ourselves lesson with Mr. Hurley. You can learn to dance with Blackjack Dance Collective. You can learn about the violin in our El Sistema music program with the Rainey Institute by coming to our violin petting zoo. Don't worry, they don't bite. You and your family can experience an introduction to restorative practices and participate in a proactive circle with Mr. Killings. You can plant in a pot of your own making with Miss Regan in the Learning Garden. You can do a visual art activity with Lacey Talley from the Center for Arts Inspired Learning. Here's some of the art that she creates right here. Beautiful stuff. You can create a Story Quest character with Lake Erie Inc. And here's some of the stories that students created in Story Quest in library this year. You can learn to dance in the EEC with Dance with Regina, just like this pup here. You can have your family portrait taken in the Commons with Jimena Horta, who is our Teach Arts Ohio grant artist in residence in collaboration with the Cleveland Print Room. You can play squash with Mr. Duncan and others at Urban Squash Cleveland. We also have 2 additional live performances in the gym this year. We'll have the choir performing and the praise dancers. And then new addition this year, never been seen before at the Whole Child Showcase. You've probably heard the game Bananagrams. It's where everybody takes their letter tiles, puts them face up, and you race to arrange them in intersecting word grids. Words can read left to right, horizontally, or top to bottom vertically. Yeah, you've probably seen it in this fashion, but this year we're going to play a humongous game of gigantic Bananagrams. I think we'll have as many as 8 teams facing off in a humongous Bananagrams battle. We'll play a couple games at the showcase, so if you're interested, this will be in the Commons. We hope it sounds appealing to you. Okay, and that's just a sampling. There's more where that came from. So please do join us next Thursday, April 25th, 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. for our annual Whole Child Showcase, and we'll see you next week with all the latest good news.